balance. And then the outcome will be fair. And isn't that what we're talking about in this here election? Yes. We're saying we just want fairness. We want dignity for all people. We want to recognize the right all people have to freedom and liberty to make choices, especially those that are about heart and home, and not have their government telling them what to do. Our campaign is about saying we trust the people. We see the people. We know the people. You know, one of the things I love about our country? We are a nation of people who believe in those ideals that were foundational to what made us so special as a nation. We believe in those ideals. And the sisters and brothers of labor have always fought for those ideals. Always fought for those ideals. And we know we are a work in progress. We haven't yet quite reached all of those ideals, but we will die trying because we love our country and we believe in who we are. And that's what our campaign is about. We love our country. We believe in our country. We believe in each other. We believe in the collective. We're not falling for these folks who are trying to divide us, trying to separate us, trying to pull us apart. That's not where the strength lies. And there is that. And so I say to all the members of UAW, and Shawn Fain as the first who I talked to about this, I am so deeply honored as a lifelong supporter of union labor for Tim and I to have the endorsement of UAW.
Rapid response. Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign out with a press release immediately mocking and calling out Donald Trump's press conference, whatever that was, earlier in the day in Mar-a-Lago. Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Walz, they don't play, and they were out with a press release right away. Just take a look at this press release. This is how you punch back, folks, in 2024. Here's the press release from the Harris-Walz campaign. It says, Donald Trump's very good, very normal press conference. Split screen, joy and freedom. It's represented by Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Walz. Verse, whatever the hell that was. And just take a look right here from they post My Chemical Elvis saying, and another thing, I'm not mad. Please don't put in the newspaper that I got mad. Then they write, Donald Trump took a break from taking a break to put on some pants and host a press conference, more like a public meltdown. They go on to say in the Harris-Walz press release, we work to pin down reality so Donald Trump, bless his heart, doesn't have to. Here are the facts. So one of the things that Donald Trump said is that my crowd sizes are so much bigger than Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Walz. They were right. We had 12,000 and 15,000 people in Wisconsin and Michigan yesterday, respectively. Not 2,000 like Donald Trump says. Pause there for a second, because Donald Trump consistently lies about his crowd size. Donald Trump said that he had 107,000 people at his Wildwood, New Jersey event, when the entire venue only holds 20,000 and it was less than half full. And then Donald Trump had like the MAGA mayor go along with the lie. And then once they were called out, they were saying, oh, what we were really saying was that on that day where Donald Trump gave a speech in Wildwood, there was 107,000 people somewhere in Wildwood in general. We weren't actually saying at the speech. There was more like 5,000 people at Donald Trump's Wildwood speech. Then Donald Trump said there's 25,000 people at his speech in the Bronx. Here's an overhead view of it. It was like 2,300, 2,200 people there. So when Donald Trump is saying that Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Walz drew about 2,000 people, Trump's actually talking about his own crowd sizes. And by the way, just listening to Donald Trump's press conference, and I did the breakdown of it, so you don't have to watch the full 90 minutes that I did. All he was doing was whining about the crowd sizes and saying that on January 6th, he got a bigger crowd than MLK. He's bragging about his January 6th crowd size. Who does that? Here, let me show you right here. This is what Donald Trump said during his press conference. I promise I'm not going to play that much more of the press conference because I already made you endure it in the prior video. I'm going to talk more about Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Walz going on the offensive, but let me just show this to you. Play the clip.
Never see the picture of the crowd. The biggest crowd I've ever spoken. I've spoken to the biggest crowds. Nobody's spoken to crowds bigger than me. If you look at Martin Luther King, when he did his speech, his great speech, and you look at ours, same real estate, same everything, same number of people. If not, we had more. And they said he had 1 million people, but I had 25,000 people. But when you look at the exact same picture, and everything's the same because it was the fountains, the whole thing, all the way back to from Lincoln to Washington, and you look at it, and you look at the picture of his crowd, my crowd, we actually had more people. They said I had 25,000, and he had 1 million people, and I'm okay with it because I liked Dr. Martin Luther King. Yeah.
What was that? By the way, during that press conference at Mar-a-Lago again, or whatever the hell that was, Donald Trump also said, I've agreed to new debates. We're going to do a debate on Fox on September 4th. On September 10th, we're doing NBC. And then September 25th, we're going to ABC. Everybody's agreed to that. Vice President Kamala Harris's team in this press release goes, no. Okay. The ABC debate is when it was always scheduled for. It's scheduled for September 10th, not September 25th. Vice President Kamala Harris intends to show up. She'll happily debate an empty podium. And Donald Trump, you and your campaign canceled this September 10th debate. And you talked about how, it was just, we can't do a debate with George Slopadopoulos. Who talks like that? Like a petulant third grader. But anyway, that's what you were saying there. And you canceled debate unilaterally. And then your campaign spokesperson, Stephen Chung, wrote this weird press release about Barack Hussein Obama isn't going to support Kamala Harris. And this weird fan fiction that you're obsessed with. Somehow Biden's going to show up at the Democratic National Convention and he's going to say, I want this. This is just some unhinged, panicked meltdown of epic proportions. Going back to Vice President Kamala Harris's press release right here, they go, people have spoken to bigger crowds than Donald Trump. Obama, Clinton, literally anyone at Lollapalooza, Coachella, the World Cup. Next they go, January 6th was decidedly nothing like MLK's I Have a Dream speech, and Trump did not get a bigger crowd than Martin Luther King Jr. on that historic day. They go on to say in this press release, there was famously not a peaceful transfer of power after the 2020 election, which Donald Trump fought to overturn. Famously. I love the use of sarcasm here to go and expose Donald Trump. By the way, here was Donald Trump from the press conference. I promise you I'm not going to show you that many more clips of him. I get it. We're done watching unhinged Trump clips for at least this video. But here Donald Trump praises the January 6th insurrectionists and says they're treated very unfairly. Here, play this clip.
Please.
Mr. President, you just said that it was a peaceful transfer of power last time when you left office. You didn't concede January 6th was a violent attack. How is that a peaceful transfer of power?
What's your question?
My question is, you think that last time there was a peaceful transfer of power when you left office?
No, I think the people that, if you look at January 6th, which a lot of people aren't talking about very much, I think those people were treated very harshly when you compare them to other things that took place in this country where a lot of people were killed. Nobody was killed on January 6th.
The press release goes on to say, 5 police officers died because of January 6th. The Harris-Walz press release goes on to say, Donald Trump said he was off the trail this week because of the Democratic convention. The convention is not happening this week. Trump said they have commercials at a level no one else does. He is being drastically outspent on the airwaves. And by the way, we had this handy graphic showing the ad commitments when Biden was in the race before there was another $350 to $400 million additionally raised by the Harris-Walz campaign. The Trump campaign is in disarray. The Harris-Walz press release goes on to say, Governor Josh Shapiro is actually a great guy. Donald Trump just started trashing Governor Shapiro of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, but didn't really know who Shapiro was. The release goes on to say, Project 2025 author Tom Homan, the father of Trump's cruel child separation policy, is not a person to praise, because Donald Trump continued to praise him over and over again. The press release goes on to say, Jewish people should not, quote, have their head examined for not supporting him. That's actually anti-Semitic. This is the press release. I love that they're pushing back. It goes on to say, Trump said he was not complaining. He in fact very much was. Then it goes on to say, Trump does not know the difference between asylum seekers and an insane asylum. And that goes to when Donald Trump continues to talk about his friend, the late, great Hannibal Lecter. Let me just share with you, this is the split screen while Donald Trump was doing whatever the heck that was. You had Governor Walz and Vice President Kamala Harris in Detroit, Michigan, giving a press conference. This was from the press conference. Play the clip.
Look, and this thing of playing dumb while he sits on the planes with these billionaires and says I don't know anything about Project 2025. I just fly on the planes with them. You know what it's going to do? One of the goals of that, plain and simple, and they know this has been going on forever. Get rid of labor unions and get rid of the voices that we bring. They can do whatever the hell they want then.
Here, by the way, is Sean Fain, UAW, United Auto Workers president, from that press conference. Let's play that clip. Play it.
Donald Trump calls me stupid. And you know why? Because he thinks auto workers are stupid. But we're not stupid. We don't fall for Trump's alternative facts, or what we all call lies.
Donald Trump also sending his surrogates out, his daughter-in-law, Lara Trump. And Lara Trump, she's out there saying that Vice President Kamala Harris did not earn the job and that she got it, unfairly or whatever. You are Lara Trump. You were literally handpicked by your father-in-law with zero qualifications other than you sing the worst renditions of Tom Petty and butcher his songs the way Donald Trump wants to and tried to and almost did butcher our country. Here's what Lara Trump had to say. Play this clip.
Let's be honest. She has failed upward her entire career. Somehow we know why Joe Biden chose her to be vice president with him. He said, these aren't my words, these are his. We want to choose someone not based on merit, not based on their skill set, not based on the fact that they might be the best person for the job of vice president, based on how she looked, based on the fact that this is a woman, based on the fact that she was a minority woman. That's really gross as far as I'm concerned. I'm a woman. Do me a favor. Don't ever give me a position based on the fact that I'm a woman. Either I earned it or I didn't. And that's it. That's all I need.
And finally, while Donald Trump's been trying to, swift boat Governor Walz, Donald Trump, Mr. Bone Spurs himself, who dodged the Vietnam War, who said that our veterans are suckers and losers. That's what Donald Trump said. You know who told us that? John Kelly, Donald Trump's former chief of staff, said that he heard Donald Trump say that. So that's what Donald Trump's been out there trying to say, that Governor Walz has stolen valor. Governor Walz served with distinction in our military for 24 years, becoming having the highest military rank when he was in Congress of any member of Congress at that time. And here we have Republican right here, Adam Kinzinger on CNN, mainstream Republican, not MAGA, talk about Donald Trump's history. Play this clip.
Sir, Donald Trump avoided the draft, claiming he had bone spurs. Nobody on his ticket, and especially him, have any right to attack anybody's service to the United States of America when he was unwilling to even lift a finger when his country needed him. He abandoned his country.
Yeah.
And just so you can see for yourself or hear for yourself, here's the reporting on Trump's former chief of staff, John Kelly, confirming that Donald Trump called American service members suckers and losers. Let's play that clip.
The first time ever, Kelly sets the record straight with on-the-record confirmation of a number of damning details about Donald Trump from background sources, including from a 2020 Atlantic story reported with unnamed sources by editor-in-chief Jeffrey Goldberg, including the stunning detail that Trump turned to Kelly on Memorial Day at Arlington National Cemetery in 2017 and asked, "I don't get it. What was in it for them?" This is Kelly confirming on the record stories of Trump insulting Senator John McCain and former President George H.W. Bush because in Vietnam and in World War II, respectively, the former aviators were shot down. Kelly describes Trump as, quote, "a person that thinks those who defend their country in uniform or are shot down or seriously wounded in combat or spend years being tortured as POWs are all, quote, suckers because, quote, there is nothing in it for them. A person that did not want to be seen in the presence of military amputees because, quote, it doesn't look good for me. A person that demonstrated open contempt for a Gold Star family, for all Gold Star families, on TV during the 2016 campaign."
Well, look, this is exactly what a campaign should be doing. Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Walz going on the offense, pitch perfect press release, laying out the facts for you all to see. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million subscribers together. Thank you for watching.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.